start. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to do some housekeeping first. The name is Sylvia Dabrio Queely, and it's Dabrio-Queely. Thank you. For me, I am a 2-year student of the culinary arts in the hospitality section. I started in 2023. It's been a little challenging at first, but after settling in on the course, it's become enjoyable. Enjoyable because cooking is what I love. I love to see people enjoy food, and I love to feed people. There are persons here who can attest to that. For me, when completion of my classes, first thing I do, I go home, I take a break, eat something, take a shower, and hit my bed with my feet up on 3 pillows. Because standing in the lab for hours, sometimes from 8 until 4, sometimes from 8 to 12, is not easy. So for me to relax my feet, I have to elevate them. Also, I get up at 1:30 every night to do my studies, to do my assignments. This is something what I used to do as a police officer. Between 1:30 every morning, I get up and I do my case files. So it still is me. And because I took the rest, it helps my body to settle down and my brain start thinking. So when I get up, whatever thoughts I have, I write them down. I always have a book writing something all over the place, because in that way I don't forget anything. So I can open that book and go back to something. I said, but I did this in class, so I know when time comes for me to prepare or to prep, I have it down pack. In the culinary, on the hospitality section in St. Kitts, it's not easy. The reason why I'm saying it's not easy is because you find without that certification, you have persons who may come from overseas with that piece of paper that they certify within their country, but they can't do it better than us. So I am encouraging all persons, whether here or outside, pass on the word, have them certified. And you're never too old to learn. People asking me, why I choose to go to college now that I retire from the police if I'm bored. I am not bored. This is something I've always wanted to do. I used to do my thing on the side while I was a police, retire, took a year off, applied for college. The classes were full, and I try again. I never stopped trying. I always move ahead. And during the time, I also qualified myself. I did pastry, I did cake baking, cake decorating. I also have a certificate in entrepreneur. I did the degree program, and I also did food preparation. I have a certificate in that. I'm just waiting for my final certificate where I can go to anywhere in the Caribbean and work.
That's right.
So I'm encouraging the young people to pass on the word. Tell your children, tell your grandchildren, tell your sister, your brother, qualify themselves, because this is where we're going to need it, especially in St. Kitts.
Yes.
All those foreigners, no disrespect to foreigners coming here, but we have to secure our job for our people. So that certification, and coming to the CFBC is not a bad thing. I have learned things that I never thought I would have learned. I've done French, which I did in high school, Caribbean studies, I have accounts. There's so many subjects you can learn. Food and nutrition, which I never even had an idea of doing. And I have an A in it. I got an A in food and nutrition. Wow. We have to do sanitation. When you think about sanitation, you think about just cleaning, wiping down the counter when you're done. But it's more than that. It's more than that. So, encourage persons. That's all I have to say.
Yes, all right.
Hello, good night, everyone. I'm Elson James. Yeah. Already? Oh, okay. Yes, so I started out as someone just like you who all attended the afternoon classes. So when I first started, I didn't have anything at first, and then I had to elevate myself to achieve my goals. My goals was to make sure that I become something in life, not on the street, not lying on the path and don't have nothing to do and have subjects. That was my aim and my goal, which I set out to do and which I'm still doing, as you can see. And I really thank Ms. Hughes for giving me the best opportunity I had during those years. So I appreciate it much. And through those time and struggle, I had to really put in a lot of work over those time, like really a lot of work I had to. And I built my confidence and I succeeded. So what I did after I left the ACE program, I transferred over to the technical division, which I did OADM management studies. So that is where I met Ms. Gilbert, who taught me as well, which is accounting as well. So within the OADA program, right, it was a lot to really take in over those years. Really was an eye-opener. The things that I saw that you would see in the real world, you really had to open your eye and grasp a lot, you know, and try to motivate others. And over those time, I also met friends and also family, and try to motivate them to stay in school. And I hope that you do as well. Motivate your family to also stay in school and, you know, join the ACE program if you don't have any subjects or anything like that. You come and you will be successful just as me. Yes?
Yes, that's right.
So please do that for me, please. Yes. And also, you cannot reap the benefit unless you do the work. So you have to put in the work. Yes? Okay? So I really thank everyone for coming out. And I also thank everyone who, you know, teach me. And seeing Mr. James as well, he's the counselor. I have been to his office at the technical division as well. You know, he was the motivational one as well. You know, and counseled me as well. I hope you guys, if you want to take a page out of my book, you go to him as well. Yes. So thank you, Mr. James. Yes. So, and also I did classes with Mr. Isaac. Yes. My teacher. Yes. He was really good. And right now I am pursuing biology right now, so I'm upgrading myself. I don't know if you guys want to do those stuff, but you know. Yes, you have to do it to reach somewhere in life. You know, try to encourage those outside of the school, okay? Thank you for having me.
All right, yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Donya Hughes. I'm a former student of Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College. I began my studies immediately out of high school, starting with technical college, as it was called then, technical vocational education management services. So I did a certificate course in secretarial studies, as it was called then. 2-year course, completed it. I finished my final exam on Friday and I began working the following Monday.
Wow.
So, into the work life, I went immediately into the hotel industry where I spent 2 3/4 years at front desk. I would not say I hated the field. I just disliked the persons I worked with. So, I had choices, and I made the decision to leave that area of work, and I entered into education as a substitute teacher. I really loved it. I thought it was going to work out, but of course it was a substitution, and the person that I was substituting for changed their mind about going to live abroad, so I was out of a job. So after 3 months, I had to go seeking again. There came another job in education and I applied, even though when I was interviewed, I was told I was overqualified. What is that? I never heard such, so I said to the interviewer, should I be overqualified to not pay my bills? You're going to either hire me or you're going to give the job to somebody else. I have now been in the education department for the last 24, almost 25 years, April. I have been able to utilize my studies skill sets in secretarial studies, as I am a clerk in the Ministry of Education. I have been working at CDU for 17 years, started as the librarian assistant, upgraded to clerk. From CDU, I continued on to Virtuals High School as a secretary there, 1 year. And I am now at the Autism Center, where I'm the clerk for the director there. I'm nearing the shore, 25 years. Yes, praise the Lord. I returned while I was working at CDU. A certain individual wanted to test, or have a test, a guinea pig. So I was chosen as the first tourism student to do humanities in tourism. And I did that course. You had 5 years to complete, and I completed it in 4 years because I had to repeat math. Thank God for Mr. Isaac. Oh, Mr. Isaac, thank you for working with me. Lord have mercy, it's not my friend, but I managed. A pass is a pass. I will take it. And I completed humanities in tourism with an associate's degree in tourism. So I have choices, and while considering taking what I have worked so hard for, I will think about returning to my last course of study.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so my name is Myrtle Nicholas. I'm a current student, ACE student here at CFBC. My journey with adult education started before CFBC. As a former police officer like Dabrio, I left the force and I migrated to the United States for circumstances beyond my control. I returned and I began working at the telecommunications department of the police force. In there, you need to learn quite a bit of service, more skill set. So I took up EDPM and information technology. I used to travel to Sandy Point twice a week for that. Luckily, that was around COVID time, thereafter, and I managed to come out with two grade ones for both subjects. That was it. But then I figured I wanted something more. I then applied to CFBC to do math. I did math in school, but I did not like my grade, because that was a long time ago. So I did it here, under the guidance of Miss Hector, may she rest in peace, and I came out with a grade 2. And I was like, okay, I think I should keep on going. So I continued and I went to the accounts and POB. Miss Clyde is Gilbert started teaching me accounts. Boy, she was good. She was good. And along with that and POB, I came up with a 1 for POB and a 2 for accounts. And I was like, I'm going to take it a little further. As I am a certified tour operator, taxi and tour operator, I said, let me try entrepreneurship in tourism. But when I came here, I said, you know what, let me change from tourism. And I took up entrepreneurship. And I have been doing exceptionally well. Because I would have been on the merit list for entrepreneurship. And I have thought of falling out once or twice because, boy, this studying and this time, I know, waking up at 1 o'clock the day to study. I close books at 9 o'clock at the night, and while I sleep, I see all the work play back in my head, and I am quite good after that. So when 9 o'clock comes, nobody see me in a book, don't ask me about schoolwork, I cannot answer you after 9. I put my brain to rest, and it starts to process everything from there on. So it has been challenging, very challenging. Myself, Marriott, Rituals, Frigibe Beach, Turtle Beach, Reggae Beach, Kitishan Hill have been my study areas along with Miss Sonara Bustu behind here. We go everywhere. I go to work late at days. I lose sleep when I finish work in the morning because I work shifts. And I am determined. They say we have 4 years to do this. I determined to do it in 3. And therefore I am doing 5 Cape units this year. Wow. So by God's grace, at the end of June, I would have successfully completed my associate's degree. And I am looking forward for that date when I am just finished. It won't be the end. As the Miss Phillips said, I plan to take it to UWI. I'll take a little break. Yeah, we're going to UWI. I'll take a little break, because I have other things doing, and it's a little bit pressing this year, but I intend to press forward. I pray a lot and I sleep a lot. So all will work together. So I encourage anybody, don't be discouraged. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes determination. And if you have a good skill set, you have people in your corner, then you have no problem. But in all of it, put God in the corner first. Pray. When with that, everything else will fall in place. And that's what I always tell people. Pray, sleep, God, everything will work fine. And with that, I encourage everybody, don't give up.
No.
If you feel like giving up, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Press on, and you will be successful.
Yes.
And that's it. Thank you. Any questions for anybody up here? If you choose to ask.
Anyone have any questions?
Collaborating with home stuff, work stuff, and then school stuff. I don't have children, so I can just imagine. You have children or family to run. How do you manage your time?
How I manage my time between work, family, studying. I'm an early riser. So on a regular morning, I'm up at about 4:30. On a regular morning, I'm an early riser. I cook, which is almost every day. and then my morning, yes, Stafford, and then my day takes from there, and then I fit the family between, and then by 12 o'clock, I would have finished with everybody around that time. Then my study begins from 12 until around 5 in the afternoon, if I have to work. If I don't have to work, it still ends around that time. I go and I deal with family again, and then I do the books, and then at 9 o'clock, about 8 o'clock, I should say, me and Facebook or me and YouTube, I love African movies. I put the mind to rest with some African little nice movie. And at 9 o'clock, me and everything settles. So that's how I manage my time. I'm an early riser, so I go to sleep early, but I rise early as well. 'Cause I was taught in school some years ago that at 10 o'clock, the body goes into this frame, that it releases some hormones. Up to now, I can't remember the name of the hormones, but I remember it's a nice hormone, they tell me, where you dream. So I dream all the schoolwork, I dream everything that happened through that day. So the very next day, everything is fine because I don't process that at night. So I go to sleep early, rise early, and then my day takes. So I'm seldom tired. I am seldom overwhelmed because I take it in stages. I'm well rested. So there's a balance between that, church, everything. So I'm balanced.
Okay, for me, I am a self-employed person. I have my own snacket, Dabriel Snacket at St. Peter's. But since I've started college, what I do is I take orders. So I get up early, I get up to study, and then I prep for, if somebody's gonna make an order for Johnny Cake, I prep, I do them. They have to be collected or delivered by 7:30 every morning, once the orders are in. Anything beyond 7:30, they will have to wait until in the evening to collect them. Because my studies come first at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
My children are adults. I have 3 grandchildren who pester me because they want to see everything I'm doing in the kitchen, and they love to eat also. And you know, they say children don't lie. When you give them something to eat and it tastes good, they can tell you straight up. So, outside of that, my husband can cook and wash and do everything. So, I have it a little easy on that side.
Managing your time, it's difficult being a working student. You have a boss, but you also have your commitments to your studies. You're going to have to discipline yourself.
Yes.
You're going to have to find time in between when you have breaks. Luckily for me, while I was at CityU, I took my breaks when the teachers went back to the studies. I would take those little breaks and do my homework. I would do little study, little reading. So by the time I got to classes at 5 in the afternoon, I would come directly from CDU to CFBC. My work would be done, my homework would be done.
Yes.
And I did not take anything home because even though a nuclear family is a wonderful thing, you don't have any peace. So, like the lecturers say, CFBC is here for you. Sit down in the common room. I realize you all have a nice fancy study hall now. When I was here, it was an open air, lovely breezeway, which I enjoyed. And I sat there and I did my studies. When it was time for exams, we stayed until we were put out.
Right.
So we made study groups, and like the lecturers say, find persons who are like-minded, who are interested in reaching their goals, and who does not want to distract you. And if you have a team, unfortunate for me, I had a subject that I had to do with several other persons, and I ended up doing the SBA on my own, which I had no problem doing because I was not going to repeat that subject. Okay? So, we all passed. I did the SBA, and I say thank the Lord.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Amen to that. Yes. How I manage my time? Well, I have to get up early in the morning because I do work for the CFBC college, which I didn't mention, but yes, I am also part of the CFBC team. I am the front desk operator and the face of CFBC, as Ms. Barbell said. Yes. So every time you call, I'm the one that would be picking up. So how I manage my time, as I said, when I leave from here, from work itself, I'm going to go home, I'm going to do my work, and I'm going to stay grinding until a certain time. Then after that certain time in the night, I would then catch either a movie or animation where I can sit and relax my mind until I fall asleep. And when I fall asleep, I get up again early in the morning and I come back to work. Yes, and on the weekend I do my chores. Yes, and pardon? Well, for the studying part, as I said, I would study in the night, right? And on the weekend as well. Also, I do my chores on the weekend, so that's for you to know. So you have to balance everything. Not only that, on the weekend I am also a coach. I'm a football coach, so I am all arounder. Yes. 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 So it's a lot to take in, but you have to know how to manage your time. Yes. Thank you. Any other questions you would like to ask?
I would like to thank the panelists for sharing their experiences. I hope that you have learned from them, and there's some things that they said to you that you could use, some kind of strategy that you could use to help you to succeed. Okay, I would like to say again, thank you. I want to thank all the people who took part in this motivational symposium. Let me go for my paper. Okay, we thank you, Dr. James, for those wonderful scripture of inspiration from the Word of God, acknowledging how important it is to have knowledge, to have understanding and wisdom. And thank you for your prayer. Mr. Stafford Pemberton, oh, that song. That song, and what I like about it is that he put himself in the thing. He had his key around his neck, and he had the book,
I remember your
knowledge. And by the time he was finished, I was proud that I work at CFBC. He highlighted the good aspect of CFBC as a good learning institution. Miss Hughes' welcome was so good and encouraging and motivating, and we want to thank her for that. Miss Gail Phillip, we thank her for telling us about some other avenues that we have for the future, how we could help ourselves to succeed and move on up the educational ladder. Miss Wharton was very good, very informative about SBA planning. We want to thank her. Miss Brooks, she was so good. Okay, exam strategies. And Mr. Sage, he's not here, but we want to say thank you. For our panelists, thank you for accepting the invitation, for coming to share some aspect of your life with us and to highlight what you have gained, your successes, and how you organize yourself in order to achieve. And to thank you very much. I recall one year when we had a motivational symposium, we had it around the theme, let my story motivate you to succeed. And I thought about a lady, at that time she was working for the Ministry of Education, but she got pregnant as a teenager. And when she left school, early o'clock with no subject, she came to classes, she advanced herself, until eventually she ended up working in the Ministry of Education. So I thought, this is a good person to share her story with other AC students. But when I told her and asked her, she was embarrassed. She said, you want everybody laugh after me and know that I get pregnant as a teenager? And I was so disappointed because she was just the right person, you know, but she did not come. She did not accept the opportunity to share her story so that other people could say, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. So that is why we want to thank our panelists for coming out and sharing their story. I want to thank the technicians who have stayed with us and worked with us, and our caterer and all the people who came together, work so that this symposium can be a success. In that in mind, I'd like to bring this session to a close and say, God bless you, journey mercies. Okay. I'm sorry, we have some people we still need to thank. Okay.
Because the panelists decided on short notice that they will assist us in providing their story, we have decided to give them a little token. Wow. So as a thank you,
this motivational symposium is showing appreciation, 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 nothing depreciate.
what I would like to say is we actually catered for about 90 persons, and unfortunately, they did not come, but fortunately, you came. And so I want to thank you for coming. And I'm hoping that next academic year that you will bring a friend or two with you. Because with education, and I am talking about registering with ACE, as what we find is that the number of males are low, and we have more females. And when women are educated, the men will come along. So as the women become educated, I want you to encourage your male counterpart to come with you. Because it is important for us to have all of the sexes educated. And so for our society to grow and to evolve, we want to make sure that we encourage persons. And as we grow and evolve, we will be able to put more subjects on, and we'll be able to provide a much better ACE program. So thank you for coming, and get home safely.